as well as all my jazz classes. By far, the best rehearsal technician I ever saw was Dr. Lark. And when I'm teaching jazz bands now, I'm always trying to think, what would Bob say, and channel Dr. Lark when I'm teaching. When I play trumpet, there's not a day that goes by that I'm not thinking about some of the concepts he said. So this weekend, getting to see him talk to these guys and say the same things, getting to see him tell some of the same jokes to these guys was just a big thrill for me. So you're really going to enjoy this next half of the concert. Without further ado, this is the All-State Jazz Ensemble under the direction of Dr. Bob Lark.
How about that? Thank you very, very much. That selection that you heard, our second number, was a classic tune by the late great Thelonious Sphere Monk, bebop icon. The tune's entitled Well You Needn't, and it was arranged for my band back in Chicago by I'll tell you this, in the last 2 weeks, he actually played trumpet in a gig with Chance the Rapper. So he's got that going for him. That's the arranger of that tune, Well You Needn't. We heard some wonderful student soloists. These are your kids, and I I want you to know that as somebody who's done way too many of these bands over the years, not only are these talented people, they're exceedingly polite. Exceedingly polite. So congratulations to you. That's not always the case. We heard as a trumpet soloist in that tune, Levi Rosick. We heard Sam Swires on the trombone, Sam Swires. Our bass soloist was Henry Smolov. And then we heard guitar hero, Mr. Drew Matthews. Yes. The opening selection, I don't believe it appeared on your program, but it's by the same composer, Thomas Matta, who is a wonderful trombonist and a colleague of mine at DePaul University. He's written for so many ensembles and so many great artists. He's crafted arrangements for the late Clark Terry and Louis Bellson, as well as contemporaries such as Jeff Hamilton, an Indiana-born drummer, and Randy Brecker and others. And it's his tune entitled Another Shuffle. Another Shuffle was the opening selection. You heard from Knuckles, our wonderful piano player, Liam Campbell Carpenter. And how about a hand for that wonderful trumpet solo we heard from Derek Penix. Last but not least, the bus driver of the band. I own the band, I own the bus, but he's the bus driver, our wonderful drummer over there, Colin. How about a hand for Colin? Colin Lloyd. Change the tempo and style quite a bit and do a little number of mine, a Latin number that I call Mad Dan's. And it was arranged for my band by Dominic Marino, a gifted trombonist who for many years taught jazz composition arranging at the Cincinnati Conservatory of Music. And we're going to feature Quinn Romey on alto saxophone, Preston Fox, the other guitar hero, Dakota Collins on tenor saxophone, and Colin once again on drums. You'll notice I don't conduct bands. I rehearse bands. I coach them to listen left to right, front to back for where the pulse is. Where's the beat in the given tune? Who is the lead voice? Is it the lead trombone right here? Is it the lead alto? Is it the piano? We listen for intonation. I also don't tune the band. What? But you have to play in tune. And if you're listening carefully and you make a mature tone quality, you'll play in tune. That being said, the rhythm section tunes to the piano and we tune to the rhythm section. But good professional players generally don't tinker with their tuning elements so much, and I think they're playing pretty well in tune for a band that was sitting watching another fine performance. So, without any further ado, this is my tune arranged by Dominic Marino, Mad Dan's. Here we go. One, two, three. That'll wake you up. Some more wonderful soloists, obviously, on that tune. This is a band of soloists. You're going to hear every member of this band. It is an all-star band. And not unlike the great Duke Ellington Orchestra, particularly in the 1950s, it was a band of soloists. That's why Clark Terry told me many years ago, the legendary trumpeter, he quit Basie's band to join Duke Ellington in 1950-51. That was a band of soloists, and Clark Terry told me that typically he got one solo a night. And Gary Carney, the Barry player, typically got one solo a night. And so got one solo a night. And maybe Paul Gonsalves got two solos a night, because it was a band of soloists. And so you're not going to hear any one individual having 4, 5, 6 solos. It's an all-state band. It's an honor band. It's a band of soloists. Sean is the only one who elected not to have a solo. But he is an exceedingly gifted trombonist. He's also a pretty good comedian, I found out. And I will tell you this, he asked the most pointed and articulate questions out of a collection of great questions this week. And I want you to know there's only 3 low sounds in a big band. There's the reason we set up the way we do. The bari sax, the bass bone, and the double bass. So you get a little bit of the stereo effect. And these gentlemen over here, combined with our fine bassists, they do a great job of anchoring the band. So how about a hand for Sean and all the ensemble players. Next tune is a simple little ballad that I wrote about a quarter of a century ago for my bride, which is strange because her name is Karen. One person got it. Okay. Sorry, I couldn't resist. No, my wife's name is Kathy. So I wrote this tender tune for her called Kathy's Song. It's just a silly little tune, but my friend Tom Matta, the gentleman who crafted the first arrangement we played for you, he turned it into a thing of beauty, and we're going to feature a really gifted soloist in the name of Sammy Belfar, and he's got a song to sing on the flugelhorn. This is Kathy's Song. Quinn Romey on the alto saxophone briefly, leading that little melody statement. We also heard from Liam again on the piano, tickling the ivories there. And how about a hand again for Sammy, huh? As with the previous fine band that you heard, we just met for the first time to perform yesterday. So Sammy memorized that tune since yesterday. That's pretty serious. So congratulations. Talk about working without a net. Did you notice nobody conducted them at the beginning of that ballad? There was no rhythm section playing. How does that happen? How can they do that? It's called subdividing. You listen. There's always a moving line. 4, 1, you've got it. Now I've got it. Now I've got it. 1 and 2, and somebody's playing, so you subdivide eighth notes. You don't need a conductor for most music. Andrea Bocelli does just fine, and he has no vision. Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder did fine. George Shearing, the jazz pianist, Art Tatum. This is an oral tradition, oral, A-U. It's all about listening. It's all about listening, and I'm so proud of them, whether it's playing in tune, playing with good style, listening to the hi-hat and ride cymbal of the drummer, because the drum is the most important chair in a jazz band. It dictates the tempo. Yes, we all listen to the tempo, we're all supportive, and we're all responsible for the time. But if the drummer's got issues, we all got issues. If mama ain't happy, no one's happy, that kind of thing. So if you don't have a good drummer, you're in trouble. The drummer also dictates dynamics. If we crescendo and decrescendo and that person doesn't, we're in trouble at the most. But they should also get the most praise when it goes right because, and it pains me to say this as a trumpet player, but the drum chair is the most important chair in the band. And you have a 16-year-old. Let me say that again, a 16-year-old. Leading the all-state band on drums. And he's not doing a good job. He's doing a wonderful job. Colin Lloyd. The rest of our fine rhythm section, let me introduce them very quickly for you. Our pianist you've already met, Mr. Liam Campbell Carpenter. Our guitarist, from your left to your right, are Drew Matthews and Preston Fox. Our bassist, we have 2 of them. Ben Lopalato is currently playing. And the red-headed genius back there who played the first couple tunes is Henry Spoloff, the rhythm section. Our talented saxophonist, and indeed they are. From your left to your right, the saxophone section is Dakota Collins, Connor Bigler, Quinn Romey, Ethan Crodel, and Tyler Cash. Saxophone section. Your trombone section, from your left to your right. We have Nathan Chambers, Sam Swires, Henry Meyer, and John Vitalis. Trombone section. A spectacular, not a good, a spectacular trumpet section in my opinion, ensemble-wise, soloist-wise, and you've got some talent there in the lead trumpet chair by Nate, I'll tell you that. Trumpet section from your left to right, we have Derek Penix, we have Nate Peck, we have Levi Rosen, Jacob Adams, and Sammy Alfar. The trumpet section. I'd like to thank the people with Indiana music educators and Indiana jazz educators in particular for coordinating all this, especially during a pandemic. It couldn't have been easy. There's always, as they say, brush fires to put out with any event like this. This is run exceedingly smoothly. I'm 62 years old. I started playing trumpet when I was 9 years old. I know I look like I'm 85, thanks you. But this is by far the longest I've gone without making music on my publicly. I mean, I did 3 all-state bands in February of 2020. Texas, Kansas, and Kentucky. Did a festival. First week in March, I was up in Wisconsin. I played Chicago's Jazz Showcase on a Wednesday, the second week in February, and then the pandemic shut everything down. I teach at DePaul currently, and I've been teaching online exclusively for now 15 months. So yesterday was the first time I was in front of students or anybody really, other than my dogs and my wife. That was supposed to be funny. I really was looking forward to it, and I was not disappointed. It's a great life I've chosen, and been fortunate to have people like Bethany Robinson and Chris Graven to invite me and set things up for me. Thank you. And I think the juices are flowing with all of the students participating in all-state activities this weekend. Boy, did everybody miss playing in person, because it's all about communication, oral communication, getting along with one another, complimenting one another. We play to make one another sound good. That's what it's about. So thank you very much. We're going to close with one last tune. It's a blues tune of mine I wrote called Reunion. It's a simple little thing that pays homage to the great writers of the Basie Band. And I wrote this for the Missouri All-State Band a few years ago. We're going to feature a whole herd of people in the band. And thank you. This is Reunion.